the murder of 58-year-old Susan Lee Hutson at the hands of her own daughter, 19-year-old Rachel Hutson. Now, growing up, Rachel was super close with her father, but the relationship she had with her mother was just a little bit like tension because Rachel's mother, Susan, was incredibly sick. Her mother was sick, her father had to work, and her sister had moved out for a time. So once Rachel graduated, she was the one that was there for all of it all the time. And she said that she had to sit there and sort of like watch her mom die before her eyes. She said that she had witnessed her mom have several heart attacks. Rachel has said that she feels like the fact that her mom was sick sort of stole her childhood and made it so she missed out on a lot of things, which that sort of bridges us to Thanksgiving of 2013. So the family spent Thanksgiving together and then sort of went their separate ways. Susan was in her bed and Rachel, her father, her sister, they were all up, but they weren't really hanging out with each other. They were kind of doing their own things. And at around 1 a.m., her father called her to him, like, Rachel, please come to me. So she comes and he's like, what are you still doing up? Because it was like 1 a.m. And she said that she was up and she'd been messing around on her computer. And it was at this point that an argument broke out between the two of them. It was shortly after this argument that Rachel's father and sister actually left the house to go Black Friday shopping. So him and Sarah left, which left Rachel and her mother in the home late at night alone. So Rachel is sitting there, right? She's stewing in her anger and her depression, and she's really thinking to herself, like, nothing is ever going to change and nothing is ever going to get better. So she sat down and she made a plan. About 20 minutes after her father left the house, she decided she was going to go to her room. She was going to go to her closet. She was going to get a shotgun and she was going to take her own life. And that's when she started to think, like, who is going to find me? She realized that if she did this while her father was away, it was going to be her mother who found her. And she thought to herself, like, my mother's dying anyway, so why put her through the trauma of losing one of her kids? And it was at this moment that Rachel walked towards her mother, said, I'm sorry, but this has to happen, and then fired the shotgun. Her father, Rick/Donald, was out shopping at Walmart with his daughter, Sarah, doing their Black Friday shopping, when all of a sudden his cell phone rang. So when he picked up this call, it was his daughter, Rachel. She told him that she had murdered her mother, his wife. And it was during this phone call that she told him, like, I'm going to end my own life. You're not going to have to deal with me anymore. I'm not going to be here. And he begged her not to. So she decided not to. Do you believe that Rachel should be in jail or in some sort of mental health facility?